So it's about people. And what we're doing is using analytics to tell stories about people, to get information about your members, information about your marketplace, information about your performance, and put it together and tell stories about people. So you're using numbers, data to tell stories. So what we want to do is understand the needs and goals of your members so you can help them achieve them. We talked about that in the 8 pillars of strategic alignment, okay? And we want to understand our markets and communities so you know who needs to be helped and how. So if you just think about analytics as a way to help your members, to be more effective with your members and help them succeed, that's where you need to start. It doesn't have to be this secret, this high-flying, heavy-duty, high-tech thing that you need to think about. Think about it as understanding people. So, for example, we want to tell stories about this woman. Tell me about this woman right there. How old do you think she is? Just guessing. Oh, okay, 30s, I heard. What does she do? She runs a small business, doesn't she? You think it's a startup? Or has she been in business a while? Pretty fresh. Okay, good. Could she be at all related to these people down here? Could be, right? Because these people might be the mom and dad who started the business, right? And maybe they're now retired and she is the managing partner. Maybe she now owns it. Or maybe it's a startup. We don't know. But our data will tell us. How about these folks? What do you think some of their needs are? Pardon me? Education. They have young children, right? How about, what about their income? 2-income family? 1 income? Our data will tell us. If it's probably 2, our data will tell us, won't it? Particularly if we have their automatic deposits from their employers, right? Data tells us those kind of things. So if we knew it about 1 family, couldn't we know it about 5,000 families if we had the information in the right place? And that would tell us something, right? Hey, there are 5,000 families with children between in middle school with dual income. What can we do for them? How can we find out more about them? What stories can the data tell us? What questions can we start asking? How can we get more information about that, what they want to achieve in life? That's what analytics is all about. So I want to talk to you about 2, what I consider to be very forward-thinking credit union CEOs who use data very, very well. One is Joe Newberry, whom I mentioned in the last presentation, Redstone Federal Credit Union in Huntsville, Alabama. The other is Doug Fecker from Wright Pat Credit Union in Dayton, Ohio. And Joe here has done something that he calls life events. And here's an example of what he means. He's created 14 life events at his credit union, and a database that keeps track of those life events. So a life event could be getting married, having a baby, getting out of the military, getting out of college, retiring, any of a number of life events. So one in particular that he told me about is weddings. So he's gone out and he has formed alliances with wedding planners, with wedding photographers. And he's told his members that he knows are in the process of getting married, hey, if you're going to get married, you go to this particular merchant in town, you use your Redstone Federal Credit Union debit card, and you'll get a discount. You should see his fee income. It's unbelievable. I couldn't believe it when I looked at his P&L and saw his fee income. And he said, this is one way that we do it. We study member life events. We get together merchants who can help our our members meet those needs, and we partner with them. So he's done that very, very well. Produced a lot of income. Then Doug here has done something which I think is very unique. And he is focusing on what he calls member health. So there are basically 3 categories of member health that he likes to talk about. Thriving, coping, and vulnerable. And he has what I would call segmented his members based on those needs. And now he's in the process of developing products to meet each of the kinds of needs associated with those areas of financial health. And he's getting his employees involved in terms of helping them understand what is the profile of somebody who's vulnerable. And there's a great movie. The name escapes me right now, but it's a movie. If you email me, you need to watch this movie. It's about some of these vulnerable people who are falling through the cracks in our financial services system. It's on the tip of my tongue. Sorry about that, but I'll get it to you if you email it to me. The Spent movie. The Spent, S-P-E-N-T movie. Look at that. You'll find it on YouTube. You'll find it very, very compelling. And the people who are vulnerable aren't necessarily those who would first come to mind. But anyway, he's organized his members around financial health. And accordingly, products and services, ways to approach these kinds of members. Really, really interesting.